Bellator MMA 258 is Friday, May 7th on Showtime. Johnny has a big match. You've got a big match coming up, middleweight division. You're going up against Daniel Madrid. What is this event, this show, getting back into the MMA, getting back into Bellator, just seeing what's going on? What does this mean to you?
Well, last time I fought was back in October. So I've had a little bit of a layoff, not because I wanted to. Bellator just took its time to get back, which I respect, and they're probably taking the right procedures to, get on Showtime and, get these productions out and get them out quickly. Because now, since they've been back, they've had a lot of shows like since April, so they've been pumping out fights, and I've really enjoyed watching them on Showtime. So I don't know. It's nice to be back, and I'm excited to fight.
Hey, Johnny, a victory in this fight, where does that take you?
8-0. I'm not thinking too far ahead. I just try to win each fight and win to the highest of my capabilities and to show my skill set. And after each fight, I'll break it down, see what I could have done better or what I did well, and then I'll talk to Bellator about what's next.
Yeah, I'm curious, when you're breaking it down, how much time do you spend on that after the fights? And even for your upcoming opponent, watching and trying to learn, do you do more of that? Or is it more just focus on what you're doing and your training? Or is it both?
I do a little bit of both, but I'm more focused on myself. I focus on what I can control. I can't control what an opponent does. I can just pick up tendencies from them and then kind of formulate a game plan based off that. But for the most part, I'm trying to be the best in the world. So can't be the best in the world if you're focused on everybody else. You can pick up some things by looking at some of the best guys in the world and try to mimic them in a sense, or maybe create something and make it your own. But for the most part, I'm always trying to make my game a lot better.
Hey, you have an interesting nickname, and I'm wondering, tell us the nickname, and what meaning is there behind it?
Well, my old nickname was the Korean Canelo, but this fight I'm going with Diamond Hands. I'm changing my nickname every fight. So
I like it.
I've been watching this Invincible anime series. It's on Amazon Prime. King Mo put me on that, and damn, dude, it's a good series. Might be my next nickname. I don't know, man. Nothing's really stuck. The only thing that's really stuck for me was Eblen, but that's not a great fight nickname. It's more like the nickname I got back in college when I was wrestling. But yeah, I just kind of go with the flow with this whole nickname thing. It's not that big of a deal. One will stick, and then as I get bigger, a name will stick, and then I'll just have to run with it. But for now, I'm kind of just, in limbo with figuring out what it is. So I'm just going to have fun with it,
You're having fun with it. And just thinking off the top of my head, I'm thinking to go with the Johnny, just doing Johnny MMA, Johnny Bellator, Johnny Champion. Like when they used to have Johnny Football for Manziel.
I like Johnny Champion.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, this event's going to be on Showtime. And it's cool to bring more eyes to Bellator MMA. What is it like for you that you're going to be a part of this show and it's on Showtime?
Well, since I wasn't on the first card on Showtime, I was able to kind of watch it and see what the production was like. And man, they do a really good job. The production is amazing. So I really enjoyed watching it. I know I won't be on Showtime. I'm going to be on the YouTube prelims, but still. The production's somewhat the same, Obviously, when they switch over to Showtime, it's a little bit better. They have some backstory to the fighters and stuff like that, and it was really cool to watch, especially for the light heavyweight tournament. And I don't know, I'm glad to be a part of all this.
What are your thoughts of your opponent?
Good bet. Brings a lot to the table. I think I bring more, and I think I bring a lot of problems to him, though. So should be a fun fight. Should see some violence, that's for sure. So it's gonna be a fun one, and don't blink.
Hey, you wrestled D1 at the University of Missouri. Was it a goal for you to get into MMA, or is it just something that happened?
No, it's something that just happened. I mean, I always watched fighting. I was always a fan of it. I used to play the old UFC games when I was in high school, and like, you know, always creating a character, stuff like that. You know, obviously I would pick the fighters that I really liked, like Thiago Alves, and I liked Rashad Evans back in the day. You know, just Chuck Liddell, all those guys. But anyway, kind of didn't really know how to get into it after college, so I ended up moving down to Florida and ended up meeting Steve Mocco, JP Reese, and Mike Brown, and then I ended up meeting Mo, and then next thing you know, I'm just, you know, going to, they're bringing me into the gym and saying I'm pretty good and blah, 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 just start training, and next thing I know, I'm fighting, so here I am.
Well, Johnny, you're doing that at American Top Team. I mean, this is like the best of the best. I mean, South Florida in general, it's such a great training facility area with the gyms and the fighters down here and the coaching. You're there. What was it like at first for you just to be there and see all these different fighters with all these different backgrounds?
It was pretty crazy. Honestly, I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm here. I never thought I'd be at American Top Team down in Coconut Creek. This was back when Robbie Lawler was there too. Yeah, George Masvidal was there. I mean, he's still there.
Yeah.
You know, Junior Dos Santos, and then, you know, the list goes on and on with all the fighters that were there. You know, big name fighters. And, yeah, it's just, I was kind of in awe at first, but now it's just like, this is my everyday job. It's nothing new. But yeah, I got used to it.
Yeah, you did get used to it. And you do any training with Masvidal or Yaroslav?
Yeah, those were my two main training partners this past camp. So me and George trained a lot before his fight with Usman. Obviously, that didn't go as we planned, but it is what it is, and you move on. Still proud of my dog. But yeah, then after he left for that fight, I was training with Yaroslav. He just got back into the gym. He's getting ready for his title fight. I think it's June 10th. And yeah, we were training a little bit at the end of my camp and the start of his camp. So yeah, man, I had two really good looks this camp. I'm really excited.
Yeah, you really have. And you mentioned Masvidal. It was a class act after the fight too, talking about the fight and just doing everything. He'll be, the way he's a warrior, he'll be back, of course.
He's probably one of the most humble people I know when it comes to like training and fight, like to a lot of things. He's a very humble person, a very good dude. I really look up to him in that regard too, not just in the fighting capabilities, but how he handles himself.
And you mentioned some people, and I mean, you mentioned Mike Brown and also King Mo. And I'm just curious, King Mo, what a transition he's made from fighting to coaching and training others. What has he meant to you?
Dude, he's been a real, you know, consistent coach I can go to. Since we've kind of come from a similar background of wrestling, and you know, he kind of understands the game. Obviously, he's been in the game for a really long time. He also brings different eyes into it. He gives me different opinions. I just like the mixture of coaching that we got at ATT, and I really got to pick and choose who I get to spend my time with, who I get to pick their brains, and I think it's really helpful.
Also about King Mo and also Mr. ATT Dan Lambert, they're big into the pro wrestling. They're even on Major League Wrestling, a show. I'm curious, have you seen them at work in their pro wrestling, and is that any interest to you to joining them?
I think you asked me this last time.
I always do.
Yeah, maybe. You never know, man. I'm always open to it. I'm open to the possibility of it, because it's not, I mean, I used to watch it when I was a kid, you know, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, stuff like that. Yeah, Bobby Lashley's like the WWE champion right now, right?
Yeah, Bobby's great. He's doing awesome. He was in a big match at WrestleMania. He's their champion. MVP is with him. He's a Miami guy, which is cool for us down here. But Bobby, man, Bobby's killing it right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's come a long way, man. He's fought in Bellator too. fought in Bellator, and then he started doing the pro wrestling gig, right? And then
he was going back. What had Johnny? He was like going. He was doing his pro wrestling. Then he got into MMA. He's been with Bellator, but now he's been more focused on WWE. And he's the champion. He's one of the main guys. So he stepped back from the MMA. But the guy's in incredible shape, though, too. It's amazing.
So good for him, man. That's awesome.
Well, it's interesting. And then lastly on it, and move on, and we'll wrap this up. But did you know that King Mo was such a fan of it, and that he actually was into the wrestling, or did that you found out later?
No, I kind of figured that out pretty early on. He would show me some like cool, wrestling clips and stuff. And we talk about it. It's all relevant at the end of the day because it's entertainment. So at the end of the day, we're entertainers. We're fighters, but we're also entertainers. People pay to watch us entertain them. So yeah, man. I've kind of known I've kind of picked his brain about that type of stuff. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a different kind of art form, but it's still very physical, and you still have to be in shape to do it. Even though the predetermined results, but you still got to know what you're doing in there, or you can seriously get hurt.
You got to entertain people in the mix of it, and dude, those guys do some crazy shit. I'm like when I used to watch that stuff, I'm like, it's like fake, but it's real. Like the stunts they're pulling are real, and I mean, they do some crazy shit. Yeah,
well, Johnny, they're like a potpourri of something because they're athletes. And they're entertainers, and they're stuntmen, stunt women, they're comedians. It's like a combination of a lot of different things. When you go out there, that's the number one goal is to entertain. When you go out to Bellator MMA, your number one goal is to win. So even though you entertain, it's to win. So there's a different mindset. The winning doesn't come first in WWE. The entertaining does.
Yes, I agree. I want to win first and then entertain second.
Hey, Johnny.
If I can win while entertaining you, then that's great.
Well, hey, Johnny, what does Bellator bring to the table? What do you like about Bellator?
Honestly, now that they have the rankings, that's a big thing that I like about Bellator. Another thing is just the Showtime deal. I like how they treat the fighters. I like the staff. I've been with them for a few years, so I'm getting more and more familiar every time I come fight. I mean, they employ me, so I'm happy with that. All of our deals have gone well. No real back and forth, nothing bad. So I can't complain. I really enjoy working with Bellator.
How do you like South Florida?
Oh, it's amazing, especially during this whole pandemic thing, man. Wouldn't even notice that, there's a pandemic going on sometimes when you're in Florida. It's a good thing and a bad thing, but luckily I'm a healthy person, so I don't really worry about too much about getting sick and stuff. But I don't know. It's you know how sensitive people can be about COVID and all this whole situation. But I enjoy going through this whole situation in Florida, though. I'll tell you that.
Well, Florida's proving that you could still be safe and still do things as well. So I think that's one thing we're learning from our state is that.
Also, you got to think about where we're at. We're in a sunny state. You can get outside a lot. Go to the beach. Think of getting vitamin D all year round from the sun. So that's a good thing. For scientific research or whatever. High vitamin D content, I guess, means that the symptoms you get from COVID or whatever are not as severe. I don't know. Someone could fact check me, but.
No, that's what they were saying about vitamin D. I remember reading that as well from the sun.
We're like, we're going to supplement it. I'm like, I don't know about that. I think you should just get it from the sun. I think it's important to be outside. Florida makes it pretty easy to go outside. It's nice all year round except for rainy season. So any place that I can be outside and it's sunny and I can go to the beach and it's not too bad, like the weather's not too horrendous, then I like it. So South Florida is a great place for me.
Hey, Fort Lauderdale Beach is a far cry from those winters in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, man.
Hey, Johnny, I'll let you wrap it up. Give your social media for fans and just anything else you want to wrap up with about the big fight, Bellator 258, Friday, May 7th on Showtime.
Just follow me at Johnny Eblen on Instagram and Twitter, and then just keep your eyes peeled out for me in the prelims on Bellator YouTube, and tune in for the Showtime. And that'll be great. That'll be it. Just watch me tear this fool up.
Yeah, go get him, Johnny. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.